that later, but...
It ain't no but.
And it hurt everybody around you. They just not up enough to tell you.
Did you have an effect on my mental health?
Yes, and I love you.
You've probably seen this video by now. Kanye West is standing in a room with Kris Jenner. He's wearing a red MAGA hat. She's crying, and he's just screaming over and over. It does matter. It does matter. And Corey Gamble, Kris's boyfriend, he's sitting right there at the table, doing absolutely nothing, just watching. Now, when people saw that clip, most of them said, okay, Kanye's lost it again. Another meltdown for the clout. But here's what nobody was asking at the time. What if he wasn't wrong? Because right now, April 2026, every single thing Kanye said about Kris Jenner is showing up in court documents, under oath. And before you think this is just another video on Kardashians, it's not. This is about court filings, real legal documents, people speaking under oath and then being called liars for what they said. Now for today's episode, I gathered every source and video clips related to this rabbit hole I could find. So watch till the end so you know what is going on with this case. Now first of all, Ray J just filed court documents saying Kris Jenner personally set up Kim's as a planned business deal, and then helped fake a lawsuit to cover it up. Khloe Kardashian went on camera in April 2026 and admitted their own mother lied to all of them to get them on TV.
Kanye West screamed at Kris Jenner during a tense conversation about...
And Kanye, the man who was married into this family for 8 full years, hired a military intelligence professional to investigate whether the Kardashians were connected to trafficking. That's not a tweet, that's a funded operation with a job title. Now, Kris Jenner is mom to the Kardashians, as we all know, so I'm not going to go much into her backstory. So let's start with the Khloe Kardashian scandal. Khloe blows the scandal. Let's start with the most recent thing, because this one just happened and a lot of people haven't put the pieces together yet. April 20th, 2026, Khloe Kardashian goes on the Morgan Stewart show, and she says something that I genuinely did not expect to come out of her mouth.
I think we opened Dash maybe 2004 or 5.
The show was 2007.
Yeah, but we started, I think, doing the deal in 2006. But at first we were like, we're not doing this. And how my mom conned us into doing it was she said, think of it as a commercial for the store. My mom knew Ryan, and Ryan would like come over for dinners, and he's like, you guys are nuts. We need to film this.
Yeah.
And of course, my mom was foaming at the mouth, her and Kim, and I think they thought it was gonna just like maybe be about them, or I don't know what they thought, but we just started filming, and it just, every single one of us plays a big role, and it just sort of happened.
She says, and I'm paraphrasing because this is wild, that the only reason she, Kim, and Kourtney agreed to do Keeping Up with the Kardashians was because Kris told them it would just be a commercial for their clothing store. That's it, a store promo, nothing more. Khloe literally says that was absolutely not the case and it was all a lie. The show they were conned into ran for 20 seasons. It moved to Hulu. The brand that came out of it is worth billions. And the Dash clothing store, the business Kris promised to promote, it closed. So here's the question that Reddit and TikTok immediately started asking after this clip went viral. If Kris lied to her own daughters from day one just to launch a TV show, why would she hesitate to lie about a sex tape? And that's not a crazy jump, that's a direct line. Khloe is telling you, she didn't protect us, she used us. And it starts a pattern that keeps repeating throughout this whole story. The sex tape was a business deal and a leaked evidence proves it? Okay, the sex tape. Most people know the basics. Kim and Ray J, 2007, Vivid Entertainment. The official story has always been that it leaked without Kim's knowledge. She sued, Vivid paid, and somehow the whole thing turned her into one of the most famous people alive. That story is now being called completely made up by the man who was actually in the tape. In November 2025, Ray J filed a countersuit, and in that countersuit, he got very specific. He says Kris Jenner personally introduced him to Stephen Hirsch, the CEO of Vivid Entertainment, back in 2007. He says the three of them worked out a deal together. And then, this is the part that broke the internet. He says they planned a fake lawsuit against Vivid, so the tape would look like it was released without anyone's consent, making Kim look like the victim, when actually everyone knew exactly what was happening from the start. Now, October 2025, Kim and Kris sued Ray J first for defamation. They were not happy with what he'd been saying. He had compared the Kardashians to Diddy on camera. He had used the word RICO, They wanted him to stop. That backfired big. Because here's the thing nobody in the Kardashian camp was ready for on April 17, 2026. TMZ reported that Kim and Kris had already paid Ray J $6 million in a secret 2023 settlement. $3 million upfront, then $1 million every April, just to keep him quiet about the tape. And then he talked anyway. So now they want $7 million back. The $5 million already paid, plus a $1 million penalty each for Kim and Kris. On April 1st, 2026, a Los Angeles judge denied their request to seal the settlement documents. Their secrets are now public record, whether they like it or not. March 11th, 2026. Kim files a sworn declaration under oath. She says Ray J's claim that she planned the tape with her mother is a lie. Kris files the same day, calling the allegations deeply offensive. 2 days later, Ray J's attorney responds and says both of them flat out lied under oath. And then came the nuclear option. Stephen Hirsch, the CEO of Vivid Entertainment, the man who actually released that tape in 2007, is willing to testify against Kim and Kris in open court. TMZ put it plainly. There's no way Vivid released that tape without both Ray J and Kim signing off. The real question is how deep Kris was in the deal, and whether what she said in her declaration lines up with what Hirsch is ready to say on the stand. And here's why that's not just drama. Kim is currently studying for the California bar exam. You cannot pass the bar with perjury on your record. If she lied under oath, this doesn't just hurt her reputation, it ends her legal career before it starts. The swinging scandal. Here's where it stops being about one lawsuit and starts looking like something bigger. Because when you zoom out and look at how Kris has handled her daughters over the last few years, there's a pattern. And TikTok has been pointing at it for months. Let's call it what it is. Kris swings her daughters into positions that benefit Kris, not them, her. October 2025, Kris secretly signs a $150,000 deal with MAC Cosmetics, which, by the way, is a direct competitor to Kim's beauty line and Kylie Cosmetics. She didn't tell either of them. Kim reportedly found out after the fact and was furious. An insider described it as, quote, a whole new level of cold. November 2025. Kris goes on the Jay Shetty podcast and openly admits she stays close friends with all of her daughter's exes and ex-husbands. Scott Disick, Tristan Thompson, even Kanye. She invites them to family events. She says she falls in love with people who come through her daughter's lives. And look, some people think that's sweet, but others on Reddit are asking, why does a mother need to maintain personal relationships with every man her daughters have broken up with? Is that warmth or is that access? February 2026. Radar Online reports that Kris is actively pushing Kylie to have a baby with Timothée Chalamet. Not because Kylie is ready, but because Kris, quote, wants more grandkids and loves the idea of having an A-list movie star in the family. She's already giving Chalamet shoutouts on his mom's Instagram. She's integrating him into the family brand before Kylie's even decided anything. That's not mothering, that's managing an asset. And then, this one is new, and it's wild. April 11th through 13th, 2026. Kim brings 12-year-old Northwest to Coachella with Lewis Hamilton, the adult music festival. Young Thug literally stopped his set to call it out from the stage. What's up, North? Where are your parents? You just casually out? Just casually having fun?
Kim Kardashian and Lewis Hamilton spend some quality time in the desert.
North was also filmed on video knowing who Love Island USA couples are, a show rated TVMA for explicit content. Fans were asking, how does a 12-year-old even know who those people are?
Kim Kardashian and Lewis Hamilton's relationship is running at max speed. The new couple hitting the beach in Malibu, California, April 20th, on the PDA, making it on the small of Kim's back once they made it back on dry land.
And here's the thing, Kanye didn't take North to Coachella. Kim did. This was Kim's decision. The same pattern Kris ran on Kim, putting her in front of cameras, in front of powerful men, before she was old enough to fully understand what that meant, is now being run on North at 12 years old. North has already released a song with Kanye. She's appeared in music videos. She's been given social media exposure for years. Her childhood is being turned into content. Sound familiar? Kanye West Instagram warning that shook everyone. Let's go back to Kanye, because this is the part that changes everything when you look at the full timeline. People spent years calling him unhinged. And look, he has said some things that were genuinely out there. Nobody's pretending otherwise. But when it comes to Kris Jenner and his kids, he was organized, he was deliberate, and he tried to do something about it. In 2020, right before Kim filed for divorce, Kanye publicly called out Kris for pushing Kim to do a Playboy shoot. He posted that he put his life on the line to make sure North's mother would never sell a tape. And he specifically banned Kris and Corey Gamble from being around his children. Then, in March 2025, he posted on X, "I am 100% convinced that my children are in a sex ring. The grandmother signed. I'm not the crazy one here, I'm their father." He then shared screenshots of a conversation where someone offered to connect him with a detective, one that was confirmed to not be on the Kardashian payroll. Kanye's response? Yes. The formal investigation goes back even further. A former Yeezy staffer filed a lawsuit in October 2024 in Los Angeles, revealing that Kanye hired him with the job title Director of Intelligence. His actual assignment was to investigate the Kardashians for alleged criminal links, including sex trafficking. This person had military intelligence experience. This wasn't a social media rant. This was a funded, organized investigation. In April 2026, Yahoo Celebrity reports that Kanye is still publicly backing Ray J's claims. A source tells them Kanye still bitter towards the Kardashians and vowing to raise hell once he proves his suspicions. He saw Kris operate firsthand. He was inside the machine for 8 years. And Kris's response to all of this? March 3rd, 2026. She issued what sources are calling her final verdict on Kanye. She can't forgive him. The trust is gone forever. Not even a public apology would change that. Think about that for a second. This man was married into her family for 8 years. He is the father of 4 of her grandchildren. He is saying, on record, with a formal investigation behind it, that he fears for his children's safety around her. And her response is, "I will never forgive him for saying that publicly." Not, "He's wrong, and here's the proof." Not, "I welcome an investigation." Just, "I'll never forgive you for going public." That's a strange response from someone with nothing to hide. The Epstein scandal. Now here's the part that TikTok and Reddit have been obsessing over. And to be clear, this section is about connections and questions, not conclusions. You're going to hear things that have no proof attached to them yet, but they're in public record and they're worth knowing. In December 2025, the DOJ started releasing the Epstein files. 3 million pages, 2,000 videos, 180,000 images. People were going through everything. At the exact same time, Ray J's allegations about Kris were flooding every platform. And TikTok did what TikTok does. It put both things next to each other. And the theory spread. If Kris orchestrated a sex tape for money and power, what else did she orchestrate? Then, people started looking at Kris's birthday party, November 8th, 2025, held at Jeff Bezos's Beverly Hills mansion. Cost $6.5 million. The guest list? Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, Oprah, Tyler Perry, Beyonce, Paris Hilton, Bruno Mars performed. Police were called multiple times, and almost every single guest arriving was covering their face. The timing is what keeps coming up. That party happened right as the next wave of Epstein files was about to drop. A lot of those guests have names that appear in Epstein-connected conversations. The online theory? This wasn't really a birthday party. It was a room of powerful people checking in on each other before the files came out. There's no proof of that, but the questions won't stop. Then there's Corey Gamble, Kris's longtime boyfriend, the man you saw sitting at the table doing nothing while Kanye screamed. Kanye has said on multiple recorded calls that Corey is CIA, that he was placed inside the family specifically to monitor them. Now, believe that or don't, but here's what's undeniable. Nobody can tell you what Corey Gamble actually does for a living. No business, no public portfolio, no LinkedIn. He shows up everywhere, photographed with some of the most powerful people in entertainment, and nobody can explain how he makes his money. And then there's Lou Taylor, Britney Spears' former business manager. The woman linked to putting Britney into a 13-year conservatorship. She allegedly tried to do the same thing to Justin Bieber and Lindsay Lohan. She was at Kris's birthday party. Online speculation has linked Kylie Cosmetics' money to funds that disappeared from Britney's estate during the conservatorship. No documents to prove it, but Lou Taylor, standing in that room at that specific moment, did not go unnoticed. And there's one more thing. A victim complaint filed in the Ghislaine Maxwell case does name the Kardashian sisters, not for trafficking, but for allegedly helping Maxwell use a victim's identity for fraud. The complainant admits they don't have documents to back it up yet, but the complaint is in public court record. It exists. Kanye has been saying for years that Kris Jenner is the Ghislaine Maxwell of the entertainment industry, that she's a recruiter, that she connects powerful men to young women in exchange for access and opportunity. He said he was terrified of what she might do to his daughters, North and Chicago. Ray J said the same thing in his own way. Former employees filed lawsuits saying the same thing, and the internet, armed with 3 million pages of Epstein files, has been drawing lines between all of it. Are those lines proof? No. But are they patterns? That's a harder question to dismiss. So now, I want to hear from you. Do you think this case goes to trial? Do you think Kris Jenner set up that tape? And what do you make of that birthday party guest list? Coincidence or something more?